Okay, so you're working on your social media for this year, trying to figure out what things you can do on your social media platforms that are just going to get it, that's going to kill it, that's going to really help your growth. And maybe you want to do it more organically than with ads. So I want to share with you a few things that you can do, some social media hacks that will definitely help you grow if you apply these starting today. But first, I need you to go ahead and like this video and subscribe. That's going to help me help more people like you to get more information out that I can help, that can help business owners. That's my goal. My name is Lutalo K. I'm a social media strategist, marketing guru, and I just love working with business owners and helping them to grow their social media. So let's get into it. The first thing that we need to focus on, that you need to focus on, we all need to focus on, is target audience. Target audience is really key in growing your social media. If you know your who, that's going to make a difference. So what does that mean? What does target audience means? It means a certain demographic. It means location. It means certain likes, certain characteristics. Sometimes it could mean race. It can mean gender. It could mean age. There are a lot of things that it's important to know your product and who your product or your service caters to. If it's a certain age group, they're teenagers, they're adults, if they're middle age, if they're seniors, maybe if they're homeowners or not homeowners, maybe there's a certain income. You really want to sit down, and you don't have to be super niche, even though there are riches and niches. The more niche you are, the more focused you are, sometimes the more money you can charge. But it's really important. The rest of these hacks or these things that I'm going to share with you, you can't even, it just doesn't make a difference if you don't really focus on that target. And the target could be the difference between a customer and a consumer versus, say, a business owner. You just really want to come up with a breakdown. You may say, look, I have a product or service that, I can help everybody, anybody. And typically, if you want to be successful on social media, if you can help everybody, anybody, you really don't help you help nobody. And so you really want to really look into and consider your target audience and that breakdown. So remember, demographic, gender, age, race, those are categories that may help. You may not have to be gender specific, you may not have to be age specific, but you may need to be location specific. You may need to be income specific. Maybe the person has to make a certain income in order to afford your product or service. So you really want to make a difference. Maybe the person has a driver's license, maybe they don't have a driver's license. So there are just a lot of variables that you may not even realize, but when you write down and say, okay, this person needs to have this person needs to have that, they don't need to have that, that's going to make a difference going into the next thing that we'll talk about. And the next thing is creating content that connects. You want to create content that connects, content that solves a problem, content that gives advice. When you understand your target, then it's easy to say, okay, if this person is a senior, seniors typically have this problem or this challenge that your product or service can help them with. So you want to make sure that you create content that solves the problem. Now, some of your content could be a little bit personal. It could be something in reference to maybe a hobby you have or family or whatever you feel comfortable with personal, because that can be connection. But a big piece, if you're wanting to grow this year on social media, is having content that connects to your target. And that's going to be content, be it graphics, be it text, be it video, which I highly recommend video, that you come on and you say, hey, target, you have this problem, and here's a solution to solving that problem. That's going to be a big key to you being able to grow, because your audience is going to appreciate that. If you're showing that, hey, I'm here to help, and by me helping, I'm giving you these suggestions and advice that you may not know. And then if you do know, this is just another reminder that, hey, these are going to be the things that are going to help. So you really want to make sure, like I said, the first piece was understanding your target. When you understand your target, then create that content that's going to help, that's going to give you advice, that's going to connect, that you know what problem, what service, what challenges that your target has, and you're going to use the content that you create that's going to help them with that problem and help them solve, and they're going to appreciate that. The next thing is making sure that in your content you include some type of call to action. So in this video, my call to action was like, subscribe. That doesn't necessarily have to be your call to action. You could say, hey, if this video helped you, please share it. You could, your call to action could be, hey, if this problem is something that you want to take further, give me a call or send me a message. But it's good to have some type of call to action in your video. You don't have to, but in the reference to trying to grow and to try to expand, some type of call to action can make a difference, especially if you say, hey, comment, which I'm going to ask you to comment later on in this video if you don't want to comment right now. But those call to actions are really important when getting that person to watch, because if you don't tell them to do, how do they know to do what you need them to do as far as helping you grow your content and grow your social media presence? Last but not least, and one of the most important things is you've got your target, you've decided on that content, you are having a call to action. Now you want to make sure that you're posting consistently. None of this matters. No growth is going to happen in this year, finishing this year, going into next year. None of that's going to happen unless you post consistently. What's my suggestion? It definitely depends on the platform. You know, every platform is different, and I'm definitely going to do videos going specific on content and posting per platform, at least as of today in the recording of this video, because, you know, algorithms change, things change. But I would say the minimum would be daily, would be that once a day. However, you have to post on a consistent basis based on what you can handle. So if it's that once a week is fine, as long as the key word is consistent. Because if you go into that daily and then you do it for 7 days and stop for 2 months, that kills the consistency. You are better off saying, you know what, I'm going to commit to this one day, and if it's every Wednesday I'm going to post, and I'm going to continue to post. I'm not going to post 3 Wednesdays and stop for 3 weeks. If you know that once, you can say to yourself, you know what, once a week is something that I can handle. It would be important because, you know, we could talk algorithms, you know, they look at that, but even the people that follow you are going to look at how consistent you are when it comes to posting your content. So getting that once a day, well, I'll say at least once a week, if not twice a week or 3 times a week, but finding out what's better for you. What do I recommend? Yeah, I could definitely recommend it being daily, but like I said, if you can't handle that, start off with at least once a week. Start that, commit to that once a week and be consistent. And if you can say, well, I'm going to start doing twice a week, be consistent with that and stay with it. If you're ready to grow and get that gradual growth, that's going to definitely, these things are going to definitely help. So let's recap. Target audience. You want to have that target. You want to be focused. Number 2, create content that helps. That's going to be a big factor to you growing and connecting and getting people to jump on board on your content and what it is that you do. Number 3, call to action. You want to have some call to action. You want to tell folks, this is what you need to do. Like, subscribe, comment, maybe buy, which I'm hesitant, you know, about saying buy too much, but, you know, if you have it in there, but comment, subscribe, like, you know, just that call to action. And then lastly, again, emphasis, posting consistently. Figure out what that is for you. So, call to action. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? What do you think is going to be the best way for you to grow this year? What are some things that, you know, is important to you as far as growth? What are some things that you're doing? Definitely let me know in the comments. Maybe you're having some challenges. Let me know that. Would definitely love to know where you are. I'm here to help. Would love to comment. I do respond to my comments. So that's really, you know, really important to know what's your journey in helping you get to the next level. And if you're looking to continue to grow your business when it comes to social media, networking, and marketing. Definitely check out my other videos.